And we're back on another episode of Suave and Friends. As you can tell, we're out in the nature. We're here in a very special location, somewhere located in the hills of Los Angeles. I'm with two very special guests, some of which have invited me into their home and really gave me some hospitality and shown me that LA love, that California love, as Tupac would say. Very special guests here in front of me with a beautiful backdrop. To my left, I have Mr. Rome B.
What up, though?
To my right, Mr. Teej.
What's happening?
And let's get right into it. We had to really overdo or double take the intro, so it wasn't as good, but I'll probably chop it up. It'll be funny. It'll be like some sort of what do they call that? Bloopers?
Oh yeah.
That's why don't they do blooper reels in movies anymore?
Because people ain't buying DVDs.
Yeah.
That's real.
Nobody wants to direct it. Well, they should. Remember, you should throw it in at the end of the movies, though. Mm-hmm. Even like, remember Lion King had bloopers? Like, they had to film bloopers for that.
Yeah, which is funny.
Like create the animation for it, right?
Force the blooper.
Right. You guys are smoking on some strong. What is this here?
That is it's a Disneyland OG. That's
already on par.
Very on par. You know what I mean? Shoot. What did you just say? What did you say?
Well, we were talking about Disney, and then you said, "Were we smoking on Disneyland OG?" Have you guys been to Disneyland in the last couple of months or so?
I ain't never been.
Or years? Oh, never ever? Not Disney World in Florida either?
I've been to Disney World in Florida.
Oh, we should do an episode there.
Disney
I think
World
that would be lit.
Yeah. Well, I was like in 5th grade, so like, how lit was it?
Yeah, right. Right, so coming, not being I'm a Florida kid, so going to, especially an Orlando kid, so going there is like, whatever, if your parents had, when we were younger, like $80 to take you somewhere, they'll take you. My bad, I'm sick on this. Who's it going to? How does it feel for someone from another state, from Michigan, to like take that trip? Like your parents tell you, "Oh, we're going to Disney World." Like, how does that feel as a kid?
Well, look, my mom did what she had to do.
Right.
So all I'm gonna say is it wasn't like that.
Right.
We had like a school sanctioned thing where we had to like raise money. And so I hustled up the pizza.
Yeah.
I sold those little Caesar's pizza boxes, you know what I'm saying?
And you got the little like tickets, or it was like the cutout of the box or something like that?
No, it was like the school was like, okay, this is how we're gonna make the money. We're gonna do a little Caesar's pizza kit fundraiser. So I was selling the pizza kit. So you would get the flatbread, you'll get the marinara, you'll get the cheese and the pepperoni, and you put it in the oven. How many did you sold? I don't remember how many, but we got.
Okay, Papa John.
I don't remember how many. Hey, look, we got.
I was singing pies. I don't remember how many. Fucking Noriega over here.
Right? No, bro, it was funny. I'm sure it was enough to pay for at least my ticket, but everybody went. Like the whole family went. So, like my sister's boyfriend went. I'm like, I don't know who paid for him to go. So like. So
have you never been to a theme park, or you just never been to Disneyland?
Six Flags.
Six Flags. Yeah, okay, that's kind of a theme park. What is that like?
I don't care for theme parks like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Are you not a roller coaster person?
Nah, I don't fuck with the roller coasters, man. Not at all.
You know what? I think that's why I like Disney so much, because I don't do roller coasters. So they have roller coasters there, but it's not like real. It's not like Dueling Dragons and shit at Universal, where they have like, twisting and fucking loops and stuff like that.
You be in the teacups.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm in the teacups. I don't spin it too much.
I like bumper cars, with the bumper cars,
You ever seen the water bumper cars?
No, I ain't seen it.
It's like big floats, and you just sit in, and it's just like water bumper cars.
Oh, that's all right there.
You can drive it?
Yeah, they have them at, you ever heard of Fun Spot in Florida?
Oh, no.
Fun Spot is kind of like, how do I explain it to people that are not from Florida? Like, they got, like, roller coasters, and, like, they have, like, the big slingshot thing. They have, like, the, I don't know if you've seen, like, that, what do they call it? I don't know. It's, like, some other attraction that they have there that they're, like, known for. Or the Superman thing, where you, like, you sit down, they bring you up, and they just drop you down. So they'll have that. But over there in Florida, it's, like, kind of, if you don't have too much money to go to Disneyland or the parks, you'll go there. So yeah, that I don't know what my tangent was about that. What
You seen a Ranger mug?
Hey,
He straight up was like,
He's like,
boy,
and I was
like,
looking at the
damn,
joint
bro.
in your hand. I ain't even hear the story.
Yo, you see how I'm so covert with it. I was just
Yeah,
like,
it was like this at first,
Oh,
and
we
then
had-
he turned down. I was like, oh shit, good.
I didn't even notice it. Y'all played it off good. I didn't even
Come on.
notice.
I'm from the
Right,
prohibition
he
era.
rolled through this whole, he's looking like this. It felt like Alabama for a minute.
I'm saying, well, he about to, he did. I was like,
Prohibition era.
Yeah, he said he about to swing a U-turn.
Finna bust a U on
Let's see what he
that.
doing.
Yeah,
Anyway.
you
Shit,
flip that
this
shit,
California
anything.
shit. We should
Anyways, this is gonna be a funny ass part of the pod. The sun's coming out today. What do you? I'm good on that. On my episodes of Suave and Friends, I have friends who specifically do things. You know, they specifically. Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
They specifically like are on the show, or doing music producing or doing like a podcast. What do you guys specifically do? Let's start off with Teej. Teej, what is your expertise?
I do photography and film. That's what it is.
That was good.
Has anybody ever said that? Expertise?
No,
That was good.
you own it.
You're welcome. I do.
But I do photography and
Okay.
film full time.
Okay.
But I started off doing music. That's what kind of got me into photography and film.
Okay. What was the journey from, like, what was the switch that you went from more of music to photography and film?
I started doing photography and film so I could shoot my own music videos.
Right.
But the switch happened really. One time I had a show
Okay.
to perform and do a song, but I was doing photography and film for the same show.
Okay.
And one of them just worked out a lot better than
Yeah.
the other one.
How do you shoot your own videos and stuff? How does that work?
You can set up a cam. To be honest, I never actually shot my own
Okay.
video. Like I was like,
That was a theory.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm finna learn how to shoot my own shit. I'm paying these other people, man. I could do this
Right,
shit.
right.
And then once I learned from, like, I had to shoot other people's music
Right.
videos so I could
You're like,
get
damn,
comfortable
ain't no
shooting
way they
mine.
can do this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just never shot. I started getting paid for doing that, and I, ended up crossing over.
That's dope. And how long do you think that process took from, the start of your entertainment, come ups from like doing music and kind of getting into that world to where you're at now, kind of full on in the filming?
It took like 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it took a year before I started getting paid.
Did you like already have these skills of, because it's not just click and shoot, you also, these days we edit a lot, we do this and that. Like, did that come to you easy, or?
It came easy because when I was an artist, I used to do a lot of photo shoots.
Right.
I always thought presentation was everything.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, like, I was one of the few musicians who would do professional shoots, and I did them often, like every 2 weeks. So I had like,
You do one shoot with a back shoot or a backdrop, people will look at you a little bit different.
Totally
like,
different.
Oh, he's like, there's like lights involved, and there's actual other people behind the camera and shit like that. Like, it's a whole thing, a production.
Yeah.
and it made me look bigger than what I actually was, to
Right,
be honest.
right.
At the time,
Right.
'cause
Hey,
this
I believe in fake it till you make it. Honestly,
Hey,
straight up. As much as you
presentation
can.
is everything,
Right.
man. Like, how something look, it'll sell the product before you even get the product.
Right.
But I forgot where I was going with that. But we crossed. Well, what we was, man?
So
Start getting paid.
Yeah.
when you start getting paid, how long it took you to like really get accustomed to
it took-
the editing process and stuff like that?
I came up with when I was saying I was doing a lot of shoots.
Yeah.
Those photographers actually kind of taught me photography.
Okay.
Just from, like, I probably did 30, 40 shoots
Right. Damn.
before I actually started shooting myself.
Put in that 10,000 hours.
Yeah, it was a lot of hours. So, we would come up with, like, the creative process, where we would shoot,
Right.
wardrobe. And
Yeah.
after doing that so long and coming up with, like, 5 different photographers back home, like,
Yeah.
literally, like, 5 guys.
Yeah.
We would shoot all the time. Like I was saying, I was shooting, like, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I just learned the process.
Mm-hmm.
And I would sit and watch them do my music video from time to time. I would sit and watch them edit my pictures. And we got tight.
Yeah.
So one day, I linked up with somebody. He had a camera, an extra camera,
Yeah.
a T5i to be exact.
Oh,
And,
is this what we're shooting here? With here?
Nice.
and,
Okay.
yeah, I still shoot my T5i.
Nice.
A lot of people think I shoot in like 4K, bro.
Uh-huh.
I shoot with 2 T5is.
And what is the quality of that?
Let's just say it came out 10 years
1080?
ago.
Okay.
But you can still make a living off a
Yeah.
T5i. And
Yeah.
a lot of people think I shoot with like a 5D Mark IV or some shit like that.
People really work. I mean, we made the joke on the slow burn. You know, we make sure to see it soon. But we made a joke on there like, yo, you could like make a living off the phone, off the iPhone. Like that shit shoots in 4K. So yeah, I wouldn't put it past anybody that they can just pick up, you know, any sort of technology, whether it's like you said, 10 years old or came out yesterday, and do something with it. What I was saying to him, just to your point about that, I was like, damn, I was kind of upset that we weren't going to be able to do WTF, and then. Well, I wasn't going to do it, not outside of everything else. I just wasn't going to do it. I'm like, oh, we have him here. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to just shoot wherever. And then I'm like, you know what? We make, like, the guests and the hosts, like, the people on the film, on the set, make the videos. So it's like, don't matter where we're at. I mean, and look where we end up with fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
with a cool
this
shot.
is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, you're not going to see, like, other podcasts that do shit like this. So I think it's dope that we could get out here, and I appreciate y'all for pulling up.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Exclusive, nigga.
Yeah, outside with it.
Let's get to Mr. Rome B here. Mr. Rome B, we've known each other for quite a minute now. What do you do? What's your expertise?
It's so good. It's better the second time. It's like getting seconds, man. Oh, shit.
Little callback.
Right? What do I do? Well, mainly I'm an audio engineer. You know?
Right.
So that's my bread and butter.
Right.
You know, mixing music, recording music, audio,
right.
podcasts, post-production, you know. So just in general audio, that's kind of my thing. I came out here about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And then 2 years into it, I started going to LA recording school.
Right.
And so then that turned into making my own. Oh, I always made music, like since high school. You know how it is. You making beats.
Let me ask you, that's where it started, since high school?
Yeah, for sure.
Your first, like, recorded raps?
Yeah.
Or beats?
Yeah.
What grade were you in?
I was probably in 10th grade.
Okay.
I was in 10th grade. My dad hooked me up with one of his friends who was like a producer.
Yeah.
And they hooked me up with like a big ass mixer.
Yeah.
An inbox. A cracked version of like Pro Tools 6.
Right.
LE. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to use it, so I ended up cracking FL Studio.
Yeah.
And then, shit, bro, at AT20, which I had for, like, I still got, like, my little brother used that shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to my little brother, Montclair Boys. They dropped the mixtape. Shout out to them.
The
Mortal
song
Kombat.
Bucks?
Yeah,
The song
exactly,
Bucks?
yes.
The song Bucks? You snapped on that.
But yeah, it started there. I was like, I recorded it's called a Random Collection of Songs mixtape. And that shit on Dat Piff right now. Like, I looked it up, it's on there. And that shit,
and
to me, it's trash.
Who
but
who produced the music? Like,
no, I was on some like Wayne shit at the time. Like I was just taking other
different beats.
And shit, yeah.
What was one beat that you remember that you rapped over? Like a memorable.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Give me a piece of it. You know something. You know something.
Let me see.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Hey.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Hey, what I say?
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie. All bitches lying.
All bitches lying. Yeah. What I say? Hey, Rome, can you teach me how to Dougie? You know why? Because all the hoes on me. All I need is beat. I don't know. I'm gonna sing the actual song.
That's why I can't do. Yo, when I used to be like getting on like raps and shit like that, I could not rap over like a song that I like because I'm like, I like this song too much, man. Yo, I remember hearing Wayne, Let's Do It for the first time, and I was like, who's Waka Flocka?
Oh, yeah.
I've never heard of Waka Flocka before.
Okay, I fucked my money up.
Right.
I can't read.
Right. So I never knew that. And then like I had looked it up at the time, like, and then I got introduced to Waka, and that was crazy.
Yeah, no.
But I didn't even know. I was listening to Gucci already. I didn't know like, that's Waka Flocka. But I didn't hear that song.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. So how did y'all end up linking up?
So
What's the connection here?
Randomly at a music video premiere.
Dog Park.
For one of our mutual friends.
I tried to get out before you got it out, but I had to. I was like, I'm gonna miss my chance for a moment like this.
But when nobody's smoking in that bitch.
At an event, music event.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
at somebody's house,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up like walking over to the couch and rolling up, and I can't remember whether you was already there or I was just sitting there, but somehow it just ended up being me and him sitting there
Yeah.
smoking on the couch.
Okay.
We just ended up chopping it up.
Yeah. And how did you get to like the point of starting like production and doing something like creative together?
I think we just kick it one
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
and then just like, yo, like,
Yeah, we linked up and smoked one time, and
yeah.
Yeah, like, yo, I do music. Yo, I do this. Like, oh,
Yeah.
bet. So let's.
yeah, and just chopped it up.
Cause
And
Right.
we made beats. We was making beats at one point.
Was
Just
making
chilling.
beats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he made
exactly.
beats, and he mentioned starting a pod. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think he was dead ass serious and was gonna start so soon and make it like a big thing.
Jump right
Like,
into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say they're gonna start something, and then like be like a year later, he like jump right into it, and I was like, oh shit, we starting like pod, so we end up
Dive
shooting
in,
it.
bro.
What made you
Right,
start? Like, where did you come up with the idea for your pod or to do a pod? Like, let's answer both of those. To come up with the pod in general, and then the idea for the pod that you do.
So to be honest, like my idea for it is not technically for it to be a podcast. It's to be a talk show,
Right.
You know,
Right.
and the reason why I came from that was, so this was probably like 4 years ago. I came with this idea. I used to watch Be Real, the Smoke Box.
Yeah.
And
That one's good.
I used to watch that shit all the time. And it's basically you just smoking and interviewing
Yeah.
somebody. And so I used to fuck with that. And
GoPros
so-
all over the Cadillac and shit.
Yeah, and so one time I decided to do it with me and a couple of my homies. And,
Yeah.
And I was like, how about this? Like, how about we smoke and you just like rap or some shit?
Uh-huh.
You know, how about we smoke and you rap in the back seat while we smoking and we just listen to you rap. No interview.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just
Yeah.
the show. And then that I did that for a second, but I kind of forgot. But then I was kind of, I started watching podcasts,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of inspired by the idea of like, interviewing people and letting people, be free to talk about, have a platform to
Yeah.
say what they got to say and shit.
Yeah, that's real.
And then I was like, well, I like to smoke, so I can take the prototype of
Yeah.
what that car show was, of smoking and rapping, and taking it to be like, all right, I'm on some Jimmy Fallon shit.
Right.
So,
Jimmy Fallon.
So now it's just a talk. Yeah, it's just a talk show. I have a guest, and then they also the musical guests, and then that was it. And then I hit up, the first few people are like close friends, and
Yeah.
then
Started
it
like.
starts rolling.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I know exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Who was your first guest?
IGKO. Shout out to IGKO.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, so the first time we shot, it was we did a double header right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So we had two episodes.
Okay, so what counted? Let's say they're both your first.
Yeah, so it was IGKO, and AC Forever.
Okay.
So shout out to them. Also, happy birthday.
Hey, happy
AC.
birthday.
Yeah, and they were our first guests, and that shit.
How
was
did it feel? I always feel like after I do a pod or after I shoot like any sort of content, I know like I have to put on a performance, right? Even like when we do the seafood diets, like at the end it feels like it kind of like exhausting. Like we had fun and we ate food, and for some reason I feel like worn. You know what I mean? Like even shooting something like this, sitting down, like we're just talking, having a conversation, but we're also maybe. Like some people like will put on like a show on, like embellish a little bit of what they say, or like makes things a little bit more funny than they normally would, or you know what I mean. So like at the end of that, you feel a little bit exhausted. How did it feel after you doing that, your first time doing a podcast, a double header that day? Like, what were your feelings at that night, or after that time passed? Did someone just bust their ass? Did someone just bust their ass? What were your feelings that at the conclusion of that doubleheader?
Shit, for me, it didn't feel like a lot of work. I shoot pretty often and a lot.
Yeah.
So
Okay. How many hours was that? First shoot, like you don't know really. Oh,
I
you
want
do
to say like
know.
3 or 4
I
that
feel like it
time.
was like 3 or 4 hours the first time.
Yeah, it was longer the first
It took
time.
way
Yeah.
longer than.
Setting everything up. It's
Yeah.
like
Figuring out exactly how we want to crop the
Right.
shot, but yeah, now it's perfect.
beautiful set. I loved the show. We had such a good time on there. By this time, probably yours will be out. the slow burn by the time I put this one out. So
Yeah.
we'll link this one in there, and you guys can. We'll do a little
this
bit of
shit
cross
out.
streams.
All right.
We'll do a little bit of cross streams there. But no, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had so much fun. It was I was crying on the show. It was
so funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Like
So
the way you
funny.
guys have it set up, the way you guys like I told you, your questions are set up, the cue cards.
Yeah.
Reminder, Richie, we have to get cue cards for the show with our logos on the back. I think we'll do something like that. We'll shout out. We'll put a credit for Slogan on every episode for that. But that's a genius idea. I didn't even realize that that's what it was. But yeah, you really were on some Jimmy Fallon
Yeah,
shit.
I
Legs
mean,
crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that Jilly.
Presentation.
Yeah,
Right.
You know.
Right. That's crazy. So how did what is like the goal for the production that you guys going on? Is it only going to be the Slow Burn show? Do you guys have plans to do other shows or other sort of ventures or merch maybe? Like you had the coffee
that's a
mug.
good-ass
You know what I
question.
mean? I saw
I
that.
got the coffee mug. Yeah, and the cards, they all came from like the same
Right.
vendor. Which okay, so
You could even sell the
So
cue
Slow
cards and
Burn-
just have people write on them.
so they're technically postcards.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And so I just got some postcards and I ran them.
Right.
You know. But so the idea is I'm building a website.
Yeah.
You can actually go to it now. You know, that shit Slowburn
Shout it out.
Shop, slowburnshop.com. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Ain't shit up there, you can't buy nothing yet. But,
Right. At least you could put your
exists.
email. Get on the newsletter.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just subscribe. You know, there's also a gallery, so you can like take pictures of, yourself smoking and shit, put that shit up there. On some
That'd be
vibey
fire.
Shit, on some Tumblr shit, on some old
Hashtag
school.
the Slow Burn show.
Exactly. Shout us out. But the idea is to like, at least for like merch and product,
Right.
is to build that way through the shop.
Okay.
And still have the show. And then the show, well, at least on YouTube, can expand to other things, but I haven't really even given that much thought to it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So right now, it's just like the main ship, the main boat, the main thought is the Slow Burn show.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to keep developing because like now we got Teej on camera. You know what I mean? So because every step of the way has been like, need that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
should do this. I need to
We
get
learn
this.
something new every episode.
And how
Sorry,
deep are you guys in now? For the show?
9 recorded.
Oh, 9 shows.
9 recorded.
How much time has it
6
been?
out. It's probably 10 months.
How months?
Yeah,
Okay.
about 10 months.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. I think that's good. That's a healthy amount. You know what I mean? That's one a month, damn near, right? That's a really healthy amount. And I feel like I think I was kind of in the same boat. I think I just kind of cleared like 13, 14 at the end of my first year. This year, we should hold it as a pact to each other, man. We got to go harder than that,
Definitely.
yo. We got to go
Yeah.
harder than that. Like I'm
Definitely.
over here. I'm trying to record. If not, the whole reason why I made 2 shows is so I could record once a week, right? And not get tired or not like be like how you say, in haste to like find a new partner or new guest for the podcast. I could just go somewhere and shoot me
Exactly.
eating food. You know
That's
what I mean?
a big part of it.
So I think consistency is the big thing about it. You're from Michigan, close to Detroit.
Detroit. Proper. Nigga.
Detroit? Oh, not
Close
Detroit?
In.
Oh, I thought I said Detroit wrong.
No,
Oh,
you
okay.
said, I was say,
I said Detroit, then you said Detroit. I was like, ooh, excuse me.
No.
Like,
I would say close to. No, Detroit.
is trick around here? Like,
Shut the fuck up, bro.
and you're from?
Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Alabama.
Oh, wow, bet. So we got the Southern boys over here. You get out of here, you Midwestern.
Hey, you from Florida? Where you from?
Detroit versus
Florida,
everybody.
he's from Florida as well.
Florida too?
Yeah.
All right.
From the same part of Orlando. What is it like? And you grew up like in the 90s, early thousands.
Yeah, I was born in 93.
You as well?
89.
89. Okay, so yeah, about the same. I always say it's funny. I always say I don't date girls. My rule is 4 over, 4 under.
4 over, 4 under.
Right. So like I'm 28 right now. Like I'll date a girl that's like 24, but I won't date a girl higher than 33.
That's fair.
All right, you know what I mean? 32, 33. The reason why I say that is we'll have more stuff in common. Like a lot of our music tastes will probably be the same, but we're so close in age. You know what I mean? That 4-year gap. And the reason why I say the 4 years is high school. So it's like if you were in 12th grade and he was in 9th grade, which is 93 and 89, he'll be able to have some sort of like acknowledge and experience that you have with like music,
Thanks.
cinema,
Music,
TV shows,
pop culture,
right?
yeah,
All at the
yeah.
same time. So it's like we not like, which granted, you know, if you're over right legal age, you can't really say and have an opinion on people, right? But you see people who are like 15, 20 years apart from each other, like what are y'all have in common versus my logic and my 4-year rule, right? What was it like, what were you guys like on in high school? Were you on like the whole Taylor Gang shit as well, or?
Hell no.
Nah?
But I did fuck with Wiz.
Okay. What was the
did fuck
culture
with Wiz
like
a
in
lot.
Birmingham? And
It was around high school. It was more
y'all
Boosie,
close
Webby,
to, I was gonna say y'all close over there.
Wayne.
ATL and shit, yeah.
Yeah, as far as music,
Right.
yeah, those guys and Gucci.
Right, yeah. Gucci for sure.
Yeah, that's when Gucci first really started getting momentum.
Yeah.
When he was in high school. Yeah.
And you're closer to Wiz and them in Pittsburgh and shit like that.
So it was like, you know, Wiz, Wale, Meek Mill,
Right.
Big Sean, what's the other, Kendrick. You know what I mean? But it was
Notice
like,
how different the two rappers list of rappers you guys named, right?
Mm-hmm.
You listed the trappers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you listed the backpack rappers. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean,
and it's two totally different like parts of like the rap genre. But at the time they were all dropping mixtapes and shit.
Yeah, it was
We
all
listened to them all,
blogger.
yeah.
It was all mixtape.
We listened to them all.
Shit,
What are
you
some
know?
of your top, let's say top 5 mixtapes of all time? No particular order, just chuck them out.
No ceilings.
No
I was gonna say,
ceilings.
No ceilings definitely on there. Drought 3.
Drought 3, 2 for Wayne already in the 5.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Drought 3. Cushion Orange Juice.
Dang, you got Cushion OJ.
The Warm Up by J. Cole.
I'm gonna hold on that slot first. Hold on.
Because that's when I got introduced
Okay.
to him.
Okay, you got one more. Do you want to do your last one?
Trap or Die.
Chop it up. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have
Jesus
to-
Trap or Die.
Okay.
You got 2.
I got 2. I'm gonna say Section 80.
Oh, that's a good one.
'Cause that's a mixtape.
Isn't it?
That's a
I thought-
mixtape.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
me
say a
saying.
mixtape.
He's so good, it's like an album.
I thought it was
Right.
an EP.
Right.
So these are just my favorites.
Yeah.
So,
Yo,
and
no
then,
particular. You know what I mean?
Covert Coup.
Wow, Currency.
Currency and Alchemist.
Wow.
And then, probably
Honorable mentions.
Shit, Absol.
Um,
Schoolboy Q. What's the shit?
Taylor Alderdice.
Yeah.
Taylor Alderdice. I'm not nobody
Oh,
said like
fuck.
ASAP or nothing like
on,
that.
nigga,
Like,
G-Unit.
Damn, bro.
you know what I mean? I'm not
He said
nobody
no G Unit.
or any of those that era. Man, we in Los Angeles, bro. What is the outlook? Because we're not from here. What is the outlook on you guys before you moved here? Like your perspective of it versus it now.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more glamorized than. It's less glamorized than what you would think.
Right. Right. There's
especially-
piss everywhere.
Yeah, just the smell, like shit that you see that you wouldn't think you would see.
Right.
Like out here, like.
Right. We're in a relatively nice little area right now, but like, come on. Like, come on.
Yeah, this is decent from
Right.
what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like, it's just certain areas out here you be like, damn, like this not really what I thought it.
Cue to the B-roll of downtown last night. Last night, literally, fucking crazy. But so you I guess you had more. You thought it was gonna be more like how it was in the movies, and then you got here and you
I didn't think it would be so comparable to back home.
right,
Like, it's certain parts out here that's like just like Birmingham,
right,
and don't look no better, but you paying 3 times the rent,
right,
or 4 times
right.
the rent. So it's like
and you don't even get like a yard or nothing like that. Like,
people don't have front yards and
Right.
backyards out here.
That's true. That shit.
and you paying more than like. You know, my parents got a house paying like something crazy cheap, front yard, backyard, garage,
Mine too.
3.2, right? Over here, oh no,
In Florida, right?
You'll be over here though. You'll be lucky if you get something that price for a studio. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, no, it's crazy. So, what about you? I know we talk a lot, but what was your perspective of coming out to this city, and then what is it kind of skewed into now?
Well, the reason I came here because at the time I was at so I went to school at Western Michigan, and so had been there for a couple years after graduating, and it was like time for me to go.
Yeah,
And so I really have like a place to go, like I have like a direction.
Yeah.
So I ended up going back home to Detroit for a minute, and then my sister, April, who lives here,
yeah,
She had an extra room.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that ended up being really lucky. You know, it was a blessing to be
Right.
like, you know.
Oh, come out to Los Angeles.
Yeah, let's come out here. You know what I mean? It's
Like,
all
oh,
right,
sure.
cool.
And it's your sister. You feel comfortable, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I still, you know, I had to pay rent. Like,
Right.
it wasn't like,
But it wasn't like
It wasn't-
you met someone off Craigslist and
Yeah,
then you just
facts.
moved in with
right.
them, right?
No, I had a foundation there already.
Right.
And so moved out here and drove out here.
Yeah.
Got here and honestly, I didn't have no expectations because I had been out here as a teenager. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, like this is kind of dope. I just like how it's sunny and vibey. You know, it's like, you know, TV version of LA, right? Kind of like how you said, it's glamour.
Some of the stuff is true. Like I used to see videos like people on the West Coast, like YG videos, or like remember when jerkin was really big. Some people would have tank tops on. Some people would have a flannel. Some people would have a sweater. What's the weather out here? Like,
Yeah,
what's the
thanks.
weather? I don't understand. Coming out here now, I'm like, oh, I get it. Like,
It's that comfortable weather where you can wear a jacket. Or
right.
not.
Right now it's a little bit cooler, but like normal LA weather is like that. Like once it hits nighttime, you can see like any sort of weird combinations of clothing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
So where is this? So your perspective of it now?
Well,
Because you said you kind of had a perspective of it as you were going along visiting, but then you moved here and now you've been here, you've worked here, you've gone through ups and downs, you started a company and stuff like that. Now you're really kind of getting your foot planted in like entertainment business, capital of the world. You know what I mean? What is like your outlook on like the city, or you know what does that now look like for you?
I mean, honestly, it's just a place to live.
Right.
But it just got lots of inconveniences.
Right.
But then they got a lot of real nice conveniences,
Yeah.
like in terms of like occupationally,
Yeah.
or like if
Yeah.
you want something to do.
Yeah.
You know, also, man, look at these views. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not getting these type of views back in
Nah.
Detroit, so
Dispensaries.
Yeah.
dispensaries.
That's the biggest.
Orlando, it's
Yeah.
flat. It's just flat.
Yeah, it's
you
flat.
wanna
It's
you
flat
wanna
and
go
it's
to a hill or something, you gotta go
We
to
just talking about that.
downtown.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Glad to say you can't see past the trees.
No,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah. So
And buildings don't go up higher than like, you know, floor 20, maybe in your downtown like metropolitan area.
Yeah.
That's about it. In my area, they don't build the buildings. I think it's like a permit. They can't build them past a certain height.
okay.
Yeah, so that's I've heard about some shit like that out here where they'll have stuff like that. Where are some of your top like destinations? Of course, we live in a place like Los Angeles, where you have like everybody's coming here every single day to visit. Where are some places like either that you've been to before or places that you want to go that like kind of mark that top spot for you guys?
I'm talking about
Like travel destination, yeah.
in the world.
In the world, yeah.
Okay.
Like if you had to choose one.
That's a hard one for me, man. I ain't really a traveler like that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just happy to come out here, to be honest.
Right,
You
right.
know, when you're from the South.
So
like, a lot of
only
us just don't
Alabama in
travel.
here?
You go to Atlanta.
Okay, you've been to Georgia.
And,
Okay.
Tennessee to go to the aquarium, but never just, go somewhere.
So for you, and this is funny, for you and that little like 4 states right there, it's a lot easier, and I've heard a lot more people are more well traveled in those states because they're from up there. I feel like for us, because we're all the way in Central Florida, it's so much harder. Like for me to get up there to like Jacksonville area is like 4 to 6 hours, something around there. Yeah, and then now like I'm at the bottom of Georgia. So now I got to go through Georgia to get to like all the rest of the stuff, Tennessee, and or I think Tennessee's off to the right of us, top. Thinking of my map.
Somewhere in
Florida,
there.
yeah, it's like
Somewhere,
yeah. So it's just a lot harder.
Yeah.
But I'd be jealous of that stuff too. I think it's also cool. I like to ask my friends, and this is something that I normally ask on the show too. Like I was asking you questions about what type of stuff you guys listen to in school, what like your high school, like dress code was like and stuff like that. I feel like when you ask my friends here, like, what was it like to hear jerking for the first time? Because it was like from here, like the kids that started the music and the trend went to high school with some of my homies. You know what I mean? That's just crazy. Like just like little. I had an older homie out here that I worked with at one of my jobs. His dad used to take him to go see Magic Johnson and shit. Like,
Damn.
right? That's wild. I be thinking of stuff like that. Like I don't have that type of stuff back home. What is that same feeling for you back in your respective states? Like, what is your like Detroit? What is it? You went to one of the big 5 back in the day, like. Like, you know what I mean?
For, U of M, like
No,
U
like
of
the
M games, or
like all the manufacturers and stuff like that.
you mean
Like,
the big three.
I'm Big Three. Yeah, I'm making a joke,
like
but
Cobo Hall, like going to like the auto show and shit.
right,
Yeah.
right.
That's some shit that you mean like just that's some nostalgic shit, some nostalgic Detroit shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about this is me like in high school.
Okay.
I haven't actually lived in Detroit for longer than a month's time.
All right.
Because, like, shit, as soon as I got out of high school, I moved.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm like 17. I spent like 5 years on like west side of Michigan. And
right.
then I moved straight out here after another like month in Detroit.
Over there with Tim Allen and them?
Yes, facts. Kalamazoo.
Wow.
It's a real place.
Huh?
Yeah. That's funny. But shit, I probably want to be somewhere where it's like mountains and beautiful shit like this. Because I want space, man. I want to have a compound. I know I told you about this. I don't know if I told you about the compound.
You told me about
The
it.
See, I told
compound.
everybody
Hey,
about
Richie
the
got to get a
compound.
place in the compound.
Everybody can have a place in the compound, bro. You know what I'm saying?
What are some of the rules of the compound? Let's go over some of the rules. You got to wear all white on Sundays. That's just one of the rules. All right, what are some of the other rules for the compound?
Nah, bro. It's not a cult. It's not a cult.
Hey, you got...
Nah, you know.
You got to take a few sips of the sacred sangria.
Out of goblet.
Right, out of the goblet.
Everybody share.
Here's your chalice. The
Like,
gorge.
don't drink too much. Don't drink too much. Like, oh.
You're gonna go sleep for a while.
Is it absinthe? Like, what is this? What the fuck you think?
A little bit of moonshine. What do they call it?
It's a Soviet
This
mix.
is moonshine with Crystal Light mixed in it. Damn, man. Yo, I there's been a few. This is some kind of like towards the end of my podcast. I like to ask some like fun questions, some like social media and stuff like that. Now that we got to learn a little bit about you guys, one of a topic I've seen in the news recently has been some of the franchisees and local operators for McDonald's have been not putting up or refuse to put up the Cardi B and Offset meal, and they say, oh, because they're bringing it to their music. Oh, the music is what we have a problem with. You know, where we look in the past, they've had like J Balvin, they've had like even Travis Scott and stuff like that, where granted they're not like gangster rappers as much as like Offset and Cardi B, but they don't do anything that's no different, you know what I mean? So like, what do you guys feel about that? What do you think? Do you think that's the real issue, or like what do you think is going on here? 'Cause I seen
You talking to the wrong nigga, man.
Like, what issue?
You want me to say how you about it?
What do you think is going on here? What can I ask you two fine gentlemen about this?
Bro, what's these McDonald's locations, bro? Where
Right.
are these
Let's look 'em
locations
up.
at?
Let's look them up.
No, for real. Like, where do you think? Do you know where?
So
they
just said like, and you know, I seen like other like posts from it, like Offset saying like, oh, this is cap. Like people are making this up. Like, where are they at? But like, it just leads me to think like, could be possible. People got denied being basic cake because they were gay. You know what I mean? So
That's true. I mean, technically, what McDonald's is like a franchise. I'm just imagining
some of them are
people,
franchise and local operated, right?
So the issue is they believe the McDonald's won't.
Like they say it doesn't matches their values. This doesn't. Their music and their branding of Cardi B and Offset don't match McDonald's values.
Interesting.
The way I look at it, I don't believe white families, their kids grow up off McDonald's.
Right.
It's just hard for me to believe that. Maybe it's ignorant of me,
Right.
but I feel like a lot of us
Right.
grew up off McDonald's.
Right.
It's so many McDonald's in the urban areas. It'll be two McDonald's 7 minutes in
Right.
between each other.
Facts.
All coming off of the interstates and shit like that.
Exactly. I feel like if McDonald's raise a lot of us,
Right.
if they can eat off our culture that way,
Yeah.
give back.
Right. Right.
You know, sometimes the people that you have marketing your brand, you know, they might have a bad background, but y'all didn't have no problem with, you know, putting the McDonald's in the hood.
Right.
You know, so if you're going to do that, you know, give back to the people that look like the people that you got these McDonald's at.
Right. That's a really good point. They say like, oh, McDonald's leads to like a lot of like child obesity and like just obesity in people in general. So
Yeah.
like, oh, they're mad at, you know, a couple raps, but they ain't not mad at, you know, this on the other side, like you said.
But it's a cop-out because it's true. I mean,
Right.
if you look at the background of, you know, the two artists they talking about,
Right.
you know, but at the same time, you've been leeching off the community.
Right.
I mean, big.
I wonder how it even came about. Like, one day I just seen it.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
how much worse is your food compared to the music?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah. You can't. It's like they overlook one thing to look at the other. Like, no. Hey, look at this one right here.
Yeah.
Like, look at this one right here. You can't forget this. Look at the food. Like, not the best. There's a whole documentary and shit about the pink goo.
The pink goo.
Yeah.
Which is still good. Like, what we say?
Right, we just had McDonald's.
Girls
last
don't
night.
like. Yeah, we did. Girls don't like chicken tenders. They like
McNuggets.
McNuggets, bro. That's what it is. Girls don't. Bro, you bring a girl like chicken breast fried from a restaurant, right? And you bring them McDonald's
Fried
McNuggets, but like chicken tenders, like battered and shit, like real chicken tenders. You
Hey.
bring them McNuggets, they gonna take the McNuggets.
I don't know, man. My old lady favorite food is tenders, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went to Raising Cane's just yesterday.
Ooh,
Nice.
I gotta go there while I'm here. I got a few more days.
Just yesterday, man.
Oh God,
She a tender eater.
I'm a caniac.
Yeah.
I'm a caniac.
That shit be straight me. We go out to eat. No matter what restaurant we go to, she gonna get tenders.
What's some of the top? I always talk about food on my episodes, but let's do it again. Here in LA, what's some of your top like food spots to go to?
I like this one spot. It's called, I think it's Astera La Buca. It's an Italian spot.
Oh, osteria.
Astera.
Like an oyster?
No, not
Oysteria.
oyster. No. No, why? It's just.
It is. It's OST. Yeah, there is no way.
Nigga, I'm telling you.
Okay, let's see. Pull up a phone. Let's look it up.
You gonna tell me the restaurant I'm talking about?
Osteria?
Oh, shit, no.
Osteria?
My phone's right
Okay,
there.
well, we're gonna look it up.
It's not It's not oi. It's not oi.
Oh,
You can't even buy
oh,
oysters there.
Oh.
Bro. It's
But I'm
not
saying it sounds like
Oysteria.
it. What does it sound like?
Astera La Boca.
Oh, Asteria, like Astoria?
I mean,
Asteria.
where's his ears, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
I thought you were talking. I do know something. I'm gonna send this to you later. So I do know one, but I,
know
think
what
it's
an
somewhere else.
oyster is,
No,
man.
but it's not
I got
oysters.
you,
It's
bro.
just OS. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is an Italian restaurant.
Yes, bro. That shit's fire, bro.
Talk to me
It's
about the
fire.
food, brother.
It's fire, bro. You know, got the gnocchi and shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
gnocchi is good.
All this shit I might mispronounce. But you know they got like it's like the salt and pepper. It's like kachaka,
Oh, come on.
Like
I want to hear you
salt
say
and
it. I want to hear you
pepper.
say it.
Cacciata or something like that. Or
Cacio
something
e
like
pepe.
That. Cacio e pepe.
Cacio e pepe.
There we go. All that shit is fire. They got like these like potato ball. They like fried potato balls.
Oh, I think I know what that
shit's
is.
fire. You know, and you can get you like order a
Where's
bottle
this
of
at?
wine to go. There's one in West Hollywood and then like on Melrose.
I'm about to have to go there.
In Studio City.
Probably go to the Studio City when it's less
fire.
packed. Yeah.
Yeah.
What since you've been out here, what are some of your go-tos?
I like Fixins. It's a soul food restaurant.
Oh, didn't we just pass that? Like,
So check it. Give me. You say what you said. You say what you said.
Hey,
I'll go. I said. Oh wow, they got a soul food restaurant. It's called Fixins. I was like, all the Fixins. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. What did you
And
say?
then I looked at it and I was like, man, that shit look a little bit too put together to be good though. Like, I was like,
It looks like too commercial, too cleaned up.
I was like, this location? I was like, this is a damn good location. I know. I was like,
Hating, yeah. Hey, it can't be good. It can't be good, right?
I was like, but I'm like, no, the portions.
Oh yeah, that's a callback.
But I'm saying, I was like, no, it's the portions. The portions they're using probably are like calculated. I was like, no, bro, I need
So
that.
give us your, because that's the first thing he named. Besides Raising Cane's, give us your review on Fixins.
Shit, the macaroni and cheese good as hell. It tastes like real soul food. We done been to a few soul food spots out here,
Okay.
but they soul food tastes like soul food.
Okay.
Nice.
Didn't care for the yams. It's kind of made like out west. It don't taste like soul food
Yeah.
yams.
Yeah.
Y'all eat candy yams?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Florida. They don't taste like yams, but they're good.
Nice.
You know, they decent. But they give you a good serving. They serve you Kool-Aid out of a mason jar.
Chicken and stuff?
Yeah, fried
Okay.
chicken. Yeah, that's what I usually get.
Okay.
So cool.
Do they sell like
Kool-Aid
turkey
out
and
of
stuff?
mason jar.
Like turkey
I don't
legs?
know about turkey. They might have. No, they ain't got turkey legs. They ain't got turkey legs,
Fire.
but they size good. They
We
got
had a
fried
turkey leg
okra.
guy at the seafood diet. Oh, fried oak.
That sounds
Yeah, I
fire.
think they got
That's my
like
best.
they got like a bacon fried okra, I believe. Black eyed peas.
I'ma have to
Where's
go
it
there.
located? Where's the one you go to?
I think it's in downtown.
This one's
that's
downtown,
the
yeah.
same one.
That's
It's
a-
in LA.
That's so
Well,
hilarious,
shout
bro.
out to
Damn.
Fixins.
So y'all was just gonna go there yesterday?
No,
Stand corrected. Your shit,
Yeah.
your food
It's
is
the
good.
only.
I'm gonna check
It's
it
the
out.
only sit down I've been to twice out here.
Oh, word. All right, so we
Yeah.
have to go. We're gonna have to go seafood diet
It
over
ain't
there.
cheap, but it's good.
Look, man, I think I think this has been a very informative episode. I think we've had a ball. I would like to invite you guys to maybe something else while I'm still here to shoot some other content. You know, the seafood diet was fun. I had invited you, but I think you had some other obligations to attend to. So. Man, I want you guys to get an opportunity to shout yourself out. Give us what you got coming up. Where can they find you? Your websites. Right here. You can get the solos right here. We'll start off with Mr. Rome B.
All right, it's Rome B, aka Scotty Trippin.
Scotty Trippin.
Trey Barbino. You can check us out on YouTube at The Slow Burn Show. You got theslowburnshop.com. Hit me up on Instagram, everywhere, Twitter. It's Rome B. ITS. It's Rome B.
And then we got Teej over here.
Teej, you can find me on Instagram, artist_Teej. If you need anything shot, hit me up. Music videos, weddings, podcasts, birthday parties,
Bar
quinceañeras,
mitzvahs.
all that.
Quinceañeras.
I done shot a funeral. I shoot anything.
Yeah.
Hit me up
Everything.
on everything. Yeah, so shot with me.
Hell yeah, send us weed.
Baby
send us
showers.
Weed too. Send us weed, gifts,
Oh yeah.
donations.
Food stamps.
You have
all
a
that.
PO box for the
Ooh,
show
all
yet?
No.
That'll
You
be
can-
fire. Like sending like 420 art and shit
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
for the background.
Hell yeah. That'd be dope.
Throw that in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now put the credit in for me this time. All right, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on the
Hey.
show. I appreciate y'all. We're going to look into the wide right here. We're going to point at the screen. And you know how we do. We're going to just say Suave and Friends into the camera. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Suave and Friends. Bet.
Bitch.
And that's how we do it.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
That's
shit-
fun.
Yeah,
No, I ain't gonna lie,
for
the background was looking crazy.
Yeah?
All right,
Like
so
when
let
you
me-
was talking, you see the stadium, and he
Hell
talking
yeah.
to the stadium, I'm like, damn.